people. This is Horatio M. Bennett again discussing passages from my latest book, Reggae the Musical Philosophy that Changed the World. Today we are talking about the foundation of reggae, its inception, growth, and sustainability. Jamaican music has a rich and diverse history, evolving from its African roots to the globally recognized Jamaican sound. Walk with us as we passionately dive into an amazing musical culture which consists of a vast amount of facts, concepts, and ideologies. And while Jamaican culture is often seen as monolithic, the Jamaican national is as individualistic as he or she chooses to be. Evidence of this can be seen as we trek along into its musical culture experience. First and foremost, let's talk about its African roots. The foundation of Jamaican music lies in the traditional African folk music perfected by imprisoned Africans who were brought to the island over 500 years ago. The strike of every whip, the wail of every pain, and the tear in every eye were characterized by the rhythmic drumming, call and response patterns, and the hope of spiritual cleanliness. Next is the mento. In the early 20th century, mento emerged as Jamaica's first popular music. It combined African rhythms with European musical elements such as quadrille and polka. The mixture of mento often features acoustic instruments like banjo, guitars, and hand drums, and its lyrics were typically humorous and satirical. From the mento, we dive into the blue beat. The blue beat is a mixture of Jamaican rhythm and blues with influences by foreign artists like Jerry Butler, Benny King, Patti Page, Willie Nelson, Otis Redding, and Solomon Burke. Popularized in 1960s in Britain via the Blue Beat label, and artists like Millie Small with her first international Jamaican recorded, My Boy Lollipop. It helped Jamaican musicians bridge cultures by adapting Americans and other foreign hits. Songs by Wilfred Jackie Edwards, Tell Me Darling, Owen Gray and Alton Ellis and Hortense Ellis introduced a slower romantic vibe, setting the tone for lovers reggae. Byron Lee and the Dragonaires blending these ballads into mainstream appeal. Originals like Word Over You by Keith and Enid, I'll Come Softly by Hortense Ellis, and A Thousand Teardrops by Boris Gardner followed, enveloping into soulful classics by Hortense Ellis and Phyllis Dillon, the Blues Busters, and others. This legacy led to Bob Marley's unifying anthem, One Love. We will further discuss the Blue Beat phenomenon later. Next is the world popular Jamaican ska. In the late 1950s and early 60s, this upstart music developed as a fusion of mento, American jazz, and rhythm and blues. It was dubbed ska because of the scatting sound made on the guitar, a fast 4/4 slamming of chords. The music was characterized by its upbeat tempo, offbeat guitar strumming, and prominent horn sections. In fact, it became the soundtrack of Jamaica's independence movement in 1960. And how can we forget the rocksteady? By the mid 1960s, ska evolved into rocksteady, a slower and more soulful genre. Rocksteady emphasized vocal harmonies and laid back rhythms and is often addressed themes of love and social issues. Now, this period saw the rise of legendary artists like Alton Ellis, Alton Ellis, Jackie Edwards, Owen Gray, Dennis Brown, John Holt, Sugar Minott, Gregory Isaac, Barry Salmon, and so many others. Now, onto the world's most known Jamaican genre, the reggae. In the late 1960s, rocksteady gave way to reggae, which slowed the tempo even further and introducing a heavier bass line and more complex drumming patterns. Reggae's lyrics often focus on social justice, political issues, and Rastafarian spirituality. Bob Marley, Max Romeo, Jimmy Cliff, and many others played crucial roles in popularizing reggae worldwide, making it a symbol of resistance and unity. Dancehall, rock DJ, and beyond. The 1970s and 1980s saw dancehall emerge as a more electronic and rhythmically aggressive offshoot of reggae. Dancehall artists like Yellowman, Beanerman, Tony Metro, Ecamos, Shaggy, Sean Paul, and Shabba Ranks brought a new energy to Jamaican music, paving the way for modern adaptations like reggaeton and hip hop. Gospel reggae. This style faced intense scrutiny as it brought about commonly considered worldly music into homes and places of worship. For churchgoers, it was seen as a form of sacrilege. However, musicians viewed it as a platform born from enhanced pattern. No surprise here since Jamaicans are deeply spiritual and believers in a higher power. Yet few artists dare to embrace this combination even after converting to Christianity. Notable pioneers including reggae star Chevelle Franklin Sanchez, Luciano Papisan, Carlin Davis, and George Nooks. These people elevated gospel music by infusing it with reggae beats and rhythmic patterns, reaching millions of Christian worshippers worldwide. Now, while it may seem unfair to mention just a few, given the many artists who have graced international stages, highlighting these two underscores the remarkable influence of gospel, a genre once considered untouchable. The first person is Luciana, whose real name is Jephthah McClellan. He is a known reggae gospel singer from Manchester, Jamaica, who grew up in a deeply religious household, which heavily influenced his music. With consecutive chart topping hits in Jamaica, across the Caribbean, and throughout the world, Luciano is known for his powerful vocals and uplifting lyrics that often address social issues, advocate for justice, and promote spiritual enlightenment. He was among the first pioneer Jamaican reggae artists to collaborate with the London Philharmonic Orchestra. The other person is Chevelle Franklin, a renowned Jamaican reggae singer once featured with Beanie Man in the Dancehall Queen movie. She is one of the world's most sought after gospel artists in any genre. She has demonstrated the immense potential of reggae by blending it with gospel, captivating millions of listeners. Miss Franklin has performed in front of massive Christian worshippers, including venues in Nigeria, Africa, where she has led worship of up to 1 million people at one venue on the same night. Statistic Review in London, England rated her as the most viewed reggae artist from Jamaica, outmaneuvering the reggae icon Bob Marley. Jamaican reggae gospel music continues to gain grounds, blending traditional elements with contemporary influences, and remains a powerful force in global music culture. This goes on to show the immense challenges Jamaican musicians went through from the Nyabenge to reggae, the most influential musical genre the world has ever known. In the coming months, I will be making repeated posts on the subject of reggae music and how its philosophy has done so much for the world. So I am asking you if you would subscribe, like, and share. And there's some button someplace down there that says subscribe, like, and share. And if you would do that for me, I really would appreciate that. And when I said share, let me emphasize, I'm asking you to please pass this information on to your friends, your family members, your associates, and assist me in spreading the word on the uniqueness of this philosophical uh, entity of reggae music. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.